How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I was actually on my way back from Roanoke the other week when your freestyle for Virginia came across. I was
Oh
like,
wow. Okay.
we got to do this real quick because okay, I'm from Virginia, and then I was like, wait, we're from the same area.
Absolutely.
So
That's
how has
good.
life been?
It's been great. I can't help. I had to mention that you were playing anything.
Yes,
And how did you come across that song?
SoundCloud.
Okay, I got you. I was about to say because my brother is the one that produced that record.
Oh, that's awesome. See, and I'm just learning everything about you guys. I love everything that I'm hearing, but I'm just learning everything. So I love that. Definitely some
Absolutely.
more to learn.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so you guys are all based in Gretna, or is there anybody from different areas?
Yeah, so basically, my brother and myself grew up in Hurt, Virginia. Like that's where we lived,
Yeah,
and so we went to school
Gotcha.
in Gretna. It's the same county, Pennsylvania County.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris, he moved down from New Jersey.
In seventh grade.
Yeah,
Gotcha. So you guys been vibing ever since and been the
ever
whole
since.
brotherhood. I love that. I love that. So what inspired you guys that, okay, I want to put this energy that I have into music? What kind of started the whole idea of making music?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So I would say, you know, it started with our love for music. I feel like that came from my parents. And so that's just like the foundation, essentially, right? And then
Absolutely.
like we are like jokesters, like we like to laugh a lot.
Yeah.
We like to just enjoy each other like that. And so how it really started with my brother and I, like we would be like freestyling, playing around, and we would start to like mock other people almost. Like we would use their voices. Yeah. We were like rapping their voices, just to be messing around. And we started to
Right.
hear lines and stuff. We are like, yo,
Yeah.
that sounded kind of decent, you know? And so
Yeah.
from there, we're like, we think we can actually do something with this. Like, we feel like we're kind of gifted in this area. And that's really where it started. I was like around 12 at the
Yeah.
time, and my brother's 2 years older than me. And
Are you all around the same age, all three of you, or?
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
Gotcha. Okay,
29.
cool.
Chris is 29. We were both born in
Yeah.
December.
And I'm 31, so.
Yeah.
Awesome. So when did you guys say, okay, we want to go ahead and we want to put the track down? Like we just want to like at least put something on the table, kind of feel it out. Like how was that experience and what was that like?
Oh, yeah. It
In
had
high
to
school,
be,
wasn't
yeah. I was a
it? Yeah.
freshman, and a friend of mine, we were like, freestyling at school at the lunch table, typical story. One of our friends was like, yo, I got my own studio set up, in his basement. He was like, y'all should come
Oh,
over
that's
to record.
awesome.
And of course, like it was like 9 or 10 of us. We just made ourselves one big group,
Yeah.
you know. We were like the Wu Tang Clan.
Yeah. For real.
And so, we all went over there and like hearing ourselves being recorded for the first time. Of course, it was no good, but we were just over the moon, at the thought
Yeah.
of actually having our ideas recorded and stuff like that and being able to.
Having it come to life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's dope. And it's awesome to know that at such a young age you guys already knew what you wanted to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like so you already had this dream and this aspiration. It was just kind of picking the pieces up and going at that point.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's very
Absolutely.
commendable as well.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, and so is there anything that we should know about you guys? Like, do you have any shows coming up or anything, or what's going on?
I don't think we have any shows officially on the books as of right now, but with like the recent popularity of like the last Virginia video, a lot of people have reached out about bookings and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So we are definitely like accepting bookings. The most recent notable one, I believe there's going to be a festival in June.
Hmm.
Um,
Awesome.
a guy was talking about booking us there. I believe that's in Virginia Beach,
Oh,
if I'm
where?
not mistaken.
I would love to go back there.
And yeah, and then someone else reached out for a show in September. So it's just a few things. Yeah,
Gotcha.
and a few people for features and stuff as well, which is always dope. I love to collab with other artists.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in. Like, this is awesome, to be able to support somebody else from Virginia as well. Um, I guess I don't know. I was from Roanoke, so it's really cool to see how when we come on apps now, it's breaking barriers that
Yeah,
people are able to see in different areas, even though we're all in the same area. Now we can see everything,
yeah,
versus like these little things. Yeah, the Wu-Tang Clan. I love that. Is there a particular song that you guys um, have ever? Because okay, so I came across a post
okay.
where you had actually won something for a song from Steve Harvey. So I kind of want to go into that and let people know that because I think it's really awesome and it's inspirational in the same sense.
Yeah,
So I'm going to let you kind of have the floor and you can kind of tell us about
yeah,
that.
absolutely. So with that song, it's funny because like with this Virginia series, it kind of came about the same way. I've had like a few ideas over the past few years that I've always wanted to kind of bring to life, but just through procrastination or scheduling issues, whatever the case may
Right.
be, it was delayed. And for the longest time, that was an idea that I had. I was actually, let me see, this was 2022. I had just gotten married, and
Oh,
uh,
congratulations.
thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's a fun fact about us. We're all married.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. I'm engaged, so I definitely understand that
Oh,
that's to be
congrats.
celebrated. Yeah.
um, and so yeah, I was like on the way to work one day, and I was like, man, I really don't want to be at this job per se. And I was listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show every day, and
Yeah.
he does this segment at the end of his show called Closing Remarks, where he basically gives like encouraging words and motivational speeches and stuff like that. And when he does it, the Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang is playing in the background. And
Oh, that's dope.
yeah, so I was just like, you know what? I feel inspired to write one day. I was like, I basically just want to say how I'm feeling about this,
Yeah.
where I'm at in life. And so I decided to write, like, it was almost kind of like a tribute to him, but also just spilling my heart about where I am in life and where I want to go.
Yeah.
And shoot, long story short, he was releasing this new product called Elevate You. It's like a daily vitality greens, like an energy,
Gotcha.
vitamins and stuff like that.
Hey,
I
Nicole.
was trying to be strategic. I was like, you know what? If I buy this product and place it in the video, I feel like that'll increase the likelihood of him actually seeing this. So
Right.
that's exactly what I did. I started taking the product. I'm like, I'm on a health and wellness journey anyway. And it just so happens that he started this contest in order to promote his product. He was like, we'll pick 5 people. You take the product every day for a month and you document your journey. And at the end of it, you submit a testimonial video and he'll pick 5 people to win and give $5,000 to each of them. And long story short, I did the music video. He loved it and he picked me as the first winner.
That's awesome. I love that story. It's very inspirational too. Just that you keep and you keep going, you can get to those dreams and goals.
Absolutely.
So it's very inspirational.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So I love the fact. Okay, so you guys decided we're gonna put a track down. You laid one track down. How did that? Let me kind of dial it back a minute. Maybe I went too far, but I apologize. But so after you put the first track down together, like how did you guys feel? Like what was the original like after you put it down? Were you like, hey, did this take off? Like what kind of happened with that?
I want to elaborate on that.
Yeah. So like the first track we ever done in the studio.
Correct. I apologize. Yeah.
No, you good. No, yeah. Like my first thought was like, yeah, we gonna make it now. Because in our head, or in my head, I always think like, you know what I mean? Like I was always thought like I just need somewhere to always put my thoughts out. And once we found like our homeboy, we linked up and we're like, yo, we can always come in. We would literally like hit him every day after school, like, yo, can we get a studio today? He'd be like, no, not today. We'd be like, man, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my like first thought.
Did you guys have somebody in charge of like snacks and stuff too? Like, man, you gotta bring snacks. Like,
We should have. But no, it was just,
that next time. Somebody's in charge of snacks during the sessions.
It's important.
yeah, it's facts. Nah, I would like our main thing during that time was just like going to McDonald's. Like, yo, y'all hungry? Like, let's just get in the car and go to McDonald's.
Facts.
Yeah, well, at the time, I think we still had the dollar menu.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's how you know it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I love that. I love that. So what are some things that you guys would say within like the first few years of doing this that you just had maybe like one of those moments you're like, wow, like what was that moment for you where you step back and you're like, wow, I know I can do something with this now. Like this is not just, because I think when I started doing this, I worked full time. And now I'm trying to grow this obviously as a place for independent artists to be able to come and share, to really make sure that everybody's being heard. So what do you think was like your first moment where you're like, okay, this is not just something I'm doing at my friend's house anymore. Like I can do this. Like I got this.
Wow, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Y'all want to start?
It's so many moments. Like
I agree.
we've been in so many crazy positions to where it seems like a one-time thing, and then it happens over and over. I would say for me is when we opened up the DaBaby in Atlanta. I think that was a moment because it's like that was our first time to where it's like we flew out, so we didn't have to pay for the trip. We had to pay for food. We got to perform in front of like I guess that was our biggest crowd at the time. It was like 5,000 people.
For sure.
Yeah. And major event. So I think that was the time where I was like, we could really do this.
Facts.
That is an awesome moment. It definitely gives you the butterflies of I got this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like you said, it's been a lot of those moments. I think the earliest moment would be like when it was us three a lot of the time in high school, like rapping at the lunch tables and stuff like that. And like just to see so many people like gather around and you're hearing the oohs and ahs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I think I got something.
Yeah. Right.
And then more recently, so the reason we were able to open up for DaBaby is because Rashad Jennings, he's from Forest, Virginia.
I think I know that.
Yeah. And he played in the NFL for a while and done a bunch of like celebrity shows and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And he just so happened to hear our music online back in 2021, and he liked it so much, thought it was dope, so he reached out to us, and we actually like made an entire album with him. Like he executive produced it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so he had they reached out to him to be a part of that event where DaBaby would be performing, and that's like how we got that opportunity to open up there. And that was just another one of those moments where I'm like, we were in the studio with him, sending files back and forth, collaborating with, bigger artists, big name people. So yeah, that was definitely another one of those moments where it's like, we could actually take this thing to another level,
Sure.
I'm just from Virginia, Nobody even knows where Gretna is on a map.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
I will be honest, I'm from Roanoke and I still didn't know where Gretna was until I had to move to this area towards Lynchburg. So
wow. Yeah.
I get it. Like I see it now. I'm like, oh, okay. I see how people think that now that are from Gretna.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Like, congratulations, first of all, on a beautiful tour and the album.
We appreciate it.
I don't know. I apologize in advance. Do you know the name of the album real quick? Did you want to shout that out?
Yeah. It's called Never Lost Volume 1.
Volume 1.
NEVAH. Lost.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll have to keep that close so I can check it out.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely check into that one.
Oh yeah.
That is awesome.
It's so good to see somebody relevant to you also that is able. It shows it shines a new light that I think it gives hope to our younger generation that they have a potential. You know, like just because you're from a certain area, no matter where it's from, it could be parts of New Jersey or different states, but you're still seen.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, you're heard. So I love that. I love
so true.
But yeah, let me see here. Did you guys have any questions? I want to make sure that I give people time enough to ask you guys questions tonight.
I was literally thinking I was about to say like I wanted to ask you how you got into the space of like reacting to music and
um, so I kind of always been the music guy. I grew up with music, and my dad was a hippie. My mom was a rock mom. But when TikTok came along, I was doing like little funny videos that really didn't make sense. I think we all did. Like we all started like little funny videos just to do something and throw it out there.
right.
But I've always loved music. Like I would be the girl that would be in her room, and instead of going outside and playing with the kids, I'm in there and I'm lip syncing to music and pretending like that I have a show to get ready for or something. Even though I couldn't sing. So when this came along and I seen people were kind of vibing with music, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And then I met three amazing girls. I have to shout them out. Sunday, and then Nicole and Villery. When I met them a year ago, I was like, I really want to do something. And they were the ones to push me. And they're also my team, my best friends. Like they helped me with all of this, with the promotion side of things, just ride or dies. I don't know if I should have said that online. So anyways, we just kind of snowballed it into this. But I wouldn't be nothing without my team, of course, my besties, and everybody that watches these and supports these, and of course, independent artists like yourself that come in. So it's kind of how I got where I got. I like all kinds of music. But yeah.
I love that.
I'm a dance party queen. We used to have dance parties. I need to bring them back. But it was just a place where you could come hang out on the weekend and nobody cared what you were doing.
Oh, that's dope.
Having to the music and you just listen to whatever. And you let it out. Like who cares? Just have a good night for once.
Absolutely.
Hillary. So this is Hillary. I call her Hillary. Her name is Hillary.
Hi. I hit the record button by accident, but here I am. So. I was like, I'm just tapping the screen in the wrong spot and shit. But yeah, what's up?
What is up? Did you have a question or anything that you want to ask?
So who inspires y'all's music?
Oh,
like
man.
what music are you most inspired by?
That's a great question. You want to answer that?
I would say definitely Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Love Bone Thugs.
Yeah, yeah, they were a huge influence. Like I remember being like 5 years old, seeing First of the Month, and just hooked ever since. And we actually met them a couple times and like had a record with Busy Bone, and so yeah, they like huge influence on that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Hell yeah, that's cool as hell.
Absolutely, yeah. And I would say that's another one of those moments where it's like what you asked earlier about, like where you felt like it could be like a thing,
like
right?
a made it moment. Yeah.
So like we looked up to them so much growing up, and then being able to work with them. Like I've done videography and photography work for them. We've done music with them. My brother's produced for them. Like they've really, extended, that hand in terms of like raising up the next generation of hip hop and stuff like that. So, them for sure. And then just a lot of people, you got, like Lil Wayne, you got like your Drakes, your J. Cole's, your Kendricks. I just love hip hop as a whole. Yes. So, and then it goes, into the realm of like the old school soul, the R&B, the gospel. We got a lot of influence for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely. That's a great question.
Yeah.
So if you could do like a song with anybody, who would you do? And who would you want to pick a song?
Did you just read Nicole's mind?
Okay, well,
I
that's
swear to God.
not from me. That's from Nicole. If you could work with anyone, who would it be? We'll go with that one. There you go. That's crazy.
Love that question. What do y'all think?
That's a hard question.
It is. It's so many.
It's a lot that come to mind for sure.
I think I would do an R&B singer. Like it would.
Yeah.
I think I would do like R&B singer. I don't think I would do a rapper.
Word.
Like if we could do anyone dead or alive, or it's just like
Anybody, I guess. Wait, Nicole, anybody?
He said
Anybody?
anybody.
She said anyone. So we can go with, I guess we can go with anyone. Doesn't matter.
Pac.
Tupac would be insane.
Crazy. Yeah.
Oh.
That's tough. Yeah. I guess off the top, like, because I still want a record with like Crazy Long.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
like just to get a
facts.
Crazy Long.
Definitely. Drake comes to mind.
Yeah,
like I
Drake,
said, J. Cole, Kendrick,
Kendrick.
some Virginia natives, like Pharrell,
Yeah.
the Clips,
yeah.
Timberland.
Mhm.
I think that'd be super dope.
Hey, cool.
Nina. I do love that. Yeah, those are all good answers. So have you guys ever done like any festivals or anything locally? Like have you guys had the opportunities to do things like that?
We done a couple for
Mhm.
sure.
Most
Kind of,
recent was Juneteenth, wasn't it?
yeah, it was a
Yeah,
Juneteenth
last year.
festival last year in Blackstone.
Yeah.
That's a little isn't it? Is it a small town over there?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It's like another
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Have you ever done like Uncle Billy's Day or anything like that? Or did you guys ever try for that?
Now, you know what? I would love to do that.
That was like our dream growing up. Like
Yeah.
we always said, like
Yeah.
one day we wanted to perform there, but I think they like
I think they discontinued it.
yeah they just
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah. Every year I see it keeps going away and coming back, going away. I don't think anybody knows what they're doing.
Probably not.
I know, right? I feel like, at the peak of like us being like wanting to perform there, we weren't even, I don't think we're ready for that level
yeah.
of exposure. You know what I mean?
So you guys were still doing music back in 2020, correct? Like you guys were still through the COVID. Like how did you guys manage to get through COVID with the music? That was kind of hard for everyone.
It was kind of like an advantage, really.
Yeah.
Like being able to just, like the world being so quiet, so to speak,
Yeah.
being able to like, have tunnel vision and focus on something. That was actually the year we went to LA and, did some work with the Bone Thugs out there. So,
Awesome.
I mean, it was just a historic, mind-blowing year.
Yeah.
It's like, we've never seen anything like that.
Right. Well, said more.
Yeah, I think it made everybody kind of make a plan. Like from what I can see, like where everybody's done, where you see a lot of independent artists and things like that, and just music artists in general. That was like, okay, we need to make a plan here. I think everybody had to kind of sit down and figure that out because where COVID just kind of came out of nowhere.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that it was able to be used in an advantage. It's definitely awesome to hear that you're able to take that and put a positive spin on it. That's awesome.
For sure.
Blessing for sure.
Is there anything that you guys are passionate about besides music, or any hobbies that you guys like to do?
Shoot, I feel like we do everything,
Yeah.
Like that's like I would say it's kind of like a selling point for us as a group is that like we have rap that is like the focal point of what we do, but we all have different creative branches from that. Like myself, I have my own like videography and photography business. So I do like a lot of wedding work. I do corporate events, etc. All the creative things visually. I
Gotcha.
think we tend to take care of. My brother. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Like I basically just keep it all music. So I like do like mixing for other people's songs, their records. I make beats and stuff like that.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So yeah, just like a ton of that. Like currently right now, I'm working with Crazy Bone, basically trying to get some placements on their upcoming project for Bone Thugs and stuff like that. And, you know, of course, work doing projects for us as the group. So, yeah, that's
I love that.
And I would say for me, I paint and do graphic design. So yeah, I've been doing that like all my life. So I just handle all of my like graphic design and stuff like that, album covers. Also do like my own side business of painting and stuff like that.
Hey, listen, my husband, he likes, or my fiance, I'm sorry, he likes to get, he's wanting to be talking about getting a 3D printer. So that way he can make his own stuff. He doesn't have to buy it no more. So yeah, I definitely love. I've been looking at this. Some of them are really cool. Like the way that the art comes to life is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
It's mind blowing.
It really is.
Oh, I'm mad fucking now. I'm just like. But I did want to ask real quick. So the song, the Virginia Freestyle. I know we touched a little bit on this here and there. So what exactly was? Okay, this is how we want to do. How did you guys decide this is what the song we want to do, and this is how we want it to kind of come across? How did it come about? Take me down there.
Yeah, so like I said, it was another one of those things that were kind of like the Steve Harvey idea that I told you about. It's like an idea that I had been wanting to do forever. And so it all started with 2023. The Bone Thugs were getting the street named after them in Cleveland. And, you know, we got invited up there to attend and witness the ceremony. And so we went up there. We already had the record that was out with Busy Bones. We were just kind of promoting that a little bit and just, you know, hanging out with Crazy Bone all day, you know, just having a good time. And then that night, we met a guy who has a radio show up there. And he invited us to do his radio show. This was in August. He invited us to come back in September.
Yeah.
So we were like, you know, we got a little bit of time we got about a month before we come back to Cleveland and do this radio show. So we were like, we want to put together like a freestyle to do live on the radio and really like just kind of introduce ourselves and say who we are.
Yeah.
So we called it the Cleveland Freestyle. That whole audio is basically, it's on our YouTube channel if anyone wants to check that out. But so we all like wrote individual verses, like 2 or 3 minutes apiece. And since I knew we would be in Cleveland, I was like, this last part of my verse, I want to let these people know here where we're from.
Right.
And that's where the whole part 1 came from. That was just basically the end of my freestyle verse. And we went up there, you know, they played our record with Busy Bone on the radio, we did the interview, but we didn't get a chance to freestyle live in the studio. So, you know, like I said, I'm a videographer, I had my camera with me. We just decided to go to one of the Cleveland signs. We were like, yo, we're just going to film this ourselves and put it out. You know, and so we did that, ended up like kind of clipping it up and making some reels out of it. And it just so happened that that initial Virginia Freestyle that I did kind of went viral. A lot of people reposted it, sharing it, boom, boom, boom. And so we were like, you know, we kind of have a thing here and we feel like Virginia has a lot of talent. Let's make a part 2, you know, same thing happened, etc. Made a part 3, made a part 4. And then like a year went by, you know, we had just, for whatever reason, got away from it. Like I said, more things getting in the way, more procrastination. Then we were like, okay, let's just do this part 5 to wrap this series up. And, you know, that's how you ended up here.
I think the part 5 was the first one that I've seen because it was the one that I'm from Brightness. So I had to go back and kind of watch it. I was like, all right, let me go watch the other 4 and catch up real quick.
That's dope. Yeah.
But that's awesome. I love that. So you mentioned that it got played on the radio while you were there. That's awesome.
Actually, that was the song with Busy Bone.
That got played on.
Yes, that's what they played on the radio. But we wanted to do like our freestyle live on the radio. but we just didn't have time to do it.
If
And
you
so
freestyle anytime, you can just you hop right on it, and I'll let you freestyle here.
for sure.
That's dope that they were playing the song that you guys did with him on the radio, and that's awesome. That I love the series, and I love how it went viral, and I think it's awesome that you guys got all of that. What is kind of the next things that you guys are really looking forward to? Is there anything that you should be on the lookout for? How can people find you? Just to make sure we get a general all around of how we can know what's going on.
Absolutely. So you definitely, can follow us on here on TikTok at, GI_Wonder, I believe is our official at name. So it's, GI Wonder on all platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, etc. As far as what we got going on, we got our hands in a lot of different things. And, that's why, as a part of the reason why we wanted to meet with you on a Thursday specifically is because we meet up every week and we work on new music, new content, and just, going to try to continue to push that forward. We have, up next, what we're working on, well, we actually got a song called Steppers. The Steppers, it just went into rotation on Holy Culture Radio. So they had a contest and wanted people to vote on which songs to go up. A lot of people, turned out for us, and so we got that. So we're gonna be doing a lot of content creation, promoting that. I would do a music video for that. And just, so many.
Yeah.
What else we got going on, man?
Yeah, we got some. We got some more songs about Virginia coming out. Just trying our hand, just trying to do like different styles, different creativity, and stuff like that.
What do you think makes a good song with that? Like when you guys are making those styles and creativity, what do you think goes into making those good songs?
Oh man, really, it's just like capturing a moment in time, and really, we're really inspired like by the music itself. So like, if he hears a sound or he hears a sound, and I'm making a beat, like, yo, let me put this together, and we'll hear like a certain note, and maybe he'll get the humming, or I get the humming, or I'll make something and send it to them, and then we're really like focused on like concepts. So like the actual writing of the song first, and then just kind of like fitting inside of the concept that we create. Like we'll make a song about, I don't know, grass and how it grows, and we'll with different creative ways to describe a blade of grass or whatever the case may be. So yeah, it's just really
I think music has to tell a story. It could tell different kinds of story. It doesn't all have to be the same because you get different musicians and artists on songs all the time, and as long as if you always there's a common story that they share together.
Yeah.
And I love how in sync you guys work together, and it definitely shows in your music that you do have that commitment to providing that dedication. I love that.
1,000%.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And if you have any, hey Sunday. Sorry, my stuff is like lagging over here, so I keep looking over here now. I feel awful. I'm like trying to make sure. Because I was having a little technical difficulties a minute ago. So when you guys are listening to music, like what kind of music are you guys listening to? Like if you're going down the road, if you're going down.
Funny enough, I feel like 90% of the time I'm listening to R&B.
R&B.
I'm a huge fan of like melodies and harmonies and beat bass lines and just stuff like that.
I'm talking a song right now that you play over and over that you have one on repeat.
Oh shoot, man!
Or an artist, if not a song.
I feel like I've been listening to the Drake and Party Next Door album a lot. I had that on repeat for sure.
Do you guys think that what are some things that happen in your musical career, motivational moments or moments that you look back and now you're like, okay, that makes sense. Like that made sense on why things happen. I understand that. How did that motivate you to be better at what you're doing and really craft your music?
It's a great question.
You got anything?
I would say I think our first time ever performing, that was like a good learning experience. Like Quincy paid, it was like $500 or something.
I don't think it was, maybe it was like two something.
Yeah, yeah.
250 or
We
something.
paid to perform for like a reality TV star, like at this nightclub, and we performed.
Where was that?
And like everyone was there drunk. There was like no crowd. It was embarrassing, but it's like we learned a lot from it. Like we learned like what we didn't want in the future.
Right.
I guess we learned like business wise, like how to navigate that. Like every deal isn't a good deal, and every like every opportunity is not a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you definitely have to pick your battles and kind of roll with things. But I love that you told us about that. Like, I love that story because it does show the determination of the bounce back and the drive.
Oh yeah, I would say that. Like when I said we went to Cleveland as well, we really wanted to do that freestyle on the radio show. We weren't able to do it, but you know, just deciding to push through regardless. You know, and it turned into something great. That's why we're talking to you on this stream tonight.
Thanks.
And one recently as well, and I feel like my brother's so good for this. Like I told you about that song going into rotation on Holy Culture Radio.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it had to be voted on, and like it was like 2 or 3 days worth of voting. And on like day 2, it was only one guy ahead of us, and I mean he was ahead by a good margin. Like a couple hundred votes. And so at that point, I'm just like, you know, hats off. He's the better man. He got this. And my brother was just like, yo, let's just keep going. You know, it doesn't have to be over now. Just keep pushing. You got so much more support out here than you think. And lo and behold, we ended up winning by like 7 votes.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, you know, that's just another one of those moments where it's like, you know, in those dark moments, just continue to push through, continue to be a person of faith and persevere. You have no idea what's on the other side.
Facts.
Absolutely. I think it's really crazy because I think you can speak it. It'll happen. So I try to always speak positive. You know, I don't want anything around me that's not gonna bring me peace. I think in life, you know, whatever it is. But I love that. I love that memory or that you shared with us. Yeah, I'm looking to actually. I have some little notes. So I was looking to see what other things I had. I did say I did have a question of how do you think the internet has impacted music today with the ability for us? So I kind of asked that with everybody just to kind of get a feel on your perspective and your growth through the internet and using it to your advantage to be able to promote that music. But you know, how do you feel like that has benefited you or hasn't, or what are your thoughts on that?
I love that question.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to start?
Yeah.
I think the internet helped a lot. Like when it comes to music, like I think it gives everyone the opportunity to not have to move out of their hometown. Like literally, like just like us being on here with you, like you don't know us here or us. But we recorded like part 5 in Gretna, like a town that people in Virginia haven't even heard of. You know, and people across the U.S. are hearing the song now because of the internet.
Yeah.
Like we don't have to move to a bigger city like New York or L.A. or somewhere to get noticed.
Yeah.
Like you can just, you know, post a video from an iPhone in a town with 1,500 people, and it goes viral and 500,000 people see it or something. So I think it really helped a lot.
I completely agree. I know a lot of people have like a negative connotation when it comes to it, and I guess it's for decent reasoning. Like you have people who just feel like there's an oversaturation. Like if there's everyone is able to access everything, and it's created a culture of instant gratification. I think there's far more pros than cons when it comes to it. Just like her comment said, it levels the playing field. Like Chris said, there's people, like you said, you're in Rono, which isn't far at all, and, hadn't heard of Greta. It's dope to be able to, like you said, with the click of a button, put yourself in front of millions. Also, like Chris said, you're not having to like try to run around or run down on somebody in rap form, run down on them and give them your CD. It's really created a culture to where if you can build your personal following, you don't even have to rely on any labels.
Yeah.
like
And that was going to kind of flow into my next question of like, do you think this opened up more of a door for independent artists to be like, hey, I don't necessarily have to sign a contract anymore to do what I want to do?
1,000%. 1,000%. And I love that.
Mm-hmm.
People can go direct to consumer. You can build like your fan base. You can interact with these people directly. And I think that's so dope. It's something that we've never seen before as creators, as people who are trying to quote unquote sell something.
Yeah.
So I love that. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
What other thing that I usually kind of touch on is like record labels are so easily that they hear your voice and your voice sounds like something to them, and it might not be the voice that you with the music that you want to sing, and then automatically you're thrown in the spot. So I love the idea that it puts the ball back into the artist's hands.
Yep.
Of okay, I can do, if I want to do rock, I can do rock. If I want to do rap, I can do rap. Whatever your genre is that you want to do, you have that freedom and ability to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you think that our so it kind of snowballs into the next question. How do you think that our music production technology has evolved over the years with this as well? Since now we have more outlets, we have social media and things like this. How do you think that if people are trying to keep up with the music, is there anything you guys do, particularly with equipment or sound or anything that you guys try to keep up with? Keeping your own sound and having the latest on there.
You can speak to that for sure.
Yeah. So like basically just really like not like boxing myself in, and not because for me I think one of the biggest mistakes you can make is not listening to other people for inspiration, because a lot of people think like I don't want to get too I understand not wanting to like sound like somebody else,
right?
But I feel like if you don't expand your palette and just go out and live life and hear like more than one sound, then you'll fail to like what I'm saying, like you'll fail to become as good as you can be. So I always like to keep my ear to like new songs, old songs, different styles, and then from that kind of just like meshing it into one. And it's really good being in a group because I get more than one perspective. Like there's certain songs where I'll make a sound, maybe they got too much bass, like you can take it out here and there, and that creates a whole new sound. So just kind of doing that, keeping it fresh. And I really like to study people who like, or at least in my like personal thoughts is like people who mastered the craft of like music production and like how they think and what they do and their like real, like how they pay so much attention to like the fine small details of things. I feel like that separates you from being good and great. Like if you're good, you kind of doing it, but if you're great, you're all in. You focus on a lot of details, small things, stuff like that. So.
Yeah, definitely. The growth never happens in the comfort zone, Billy said, and that part Nicole said, absolutely. And I feel like no matter what you do, you have to come out of your comfort zone. Like Billy referred back to, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, the growth is not going to be there.
Yeah.
That really can be uncomfortable, but very, very rewarding.
Exactly.
So, what do you think? Kind of one more question here. I didn't know if anybody else, if you guys have questions or you guys want to talk about something, just jump in and tell me, hey. But what do you think your purpose with music is? Like, what is your end result that you guys want out of music at the end of the day?
Yes. My personal conviction, I think, is to glorify God and to glorify Jesus for real, and do it in a way that's authentic, like not just like cookie cutter, but it's like, yo, like tell your experience where you're at and make people feel what's the word? Like not to make people feel intimidated by what I'm saying, but just to be like, yo, I can relate to that. I feel like that is where like it messes, like whether it's somebody getting killed in the streets or is just me having a good time with my wife and we just like having a good time going out to eat. If that is under the guise of like glorifying God, then I feel like that's where.
Absolutely. Do you guys have any like anything that do you like my fiance, he has a dream car when he makes it. He wants an R33 GTR. Okay. Nothing about it's gonna be stock, and I already know it. But do you guys have like a dream house or dream car or something like that? You guys just are like, this is the end goal that I want for my family or myself. Maybe something personally.
Absolutely.
I would think I would love for us to be the next big thing out of Virginia, to be like the face of Gretna.
Yeah.
I think with the Virginia Part 5, it's already, coming into fruition from like people learning about Gretna from us through the video. I would love for to bring Virginia music back to like the forefront. I feel like we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of legends. And I feel like Virginia seems like to get lost in between like the North and the South. In the West Coast is just like there, like a gray area. I would love for us to be like a powerhouse again. And I would love for us to be the ones to make it about a powerhouse. Personally, I would just love to be financially in a position to where I don't have to check my bank account. Like if my parents or my brothers or family or their family, if anyone needs anything, I don't want to be like, well, I got this bill. I don't know if I can do this. I want to be like, yeah, I got you.
Yep.
I think I would.
I can't tell you how many times I have said that to. Okay, so Nicole, Sunday, and Billy are my besties. These are who I share all that with. But I can't tell you how many times that I have sat there and I was like, I just want to be able to do what I want to do and then wake up and not have to check my bank account.
Yes.
Like I just. That's all I want. Because then I know I got enough to take care of everybody else. I don't really care. It is what it is. I'm just out here to have fun now. When you can fill that tank and no worry, isn't it? Like Jelly Roll said, when I can fill my gas tank and I don't have to worry about how much money I'm putting on the account.
Yeah.
I don't need the change back today.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that so much. Just like that question that you asked, like things that I want. I would say at the top of that list for me is like a lot of what Chris said, being able to, I know it's not my responsibility, but I would love to be able just to have the ability to take care of everyone, all of like my immediate family and friends.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As far as a house, I just think about it all the time. Like I can see loved ones around, and like I would love to have a big house, but nothing too crazy. You know what I mean? And like a gym facility if I wanted, and
Listen, I would love. I've just started working out. I would love to have a gym in my house. I feel that.
Right. I really want that.
I don't like to go around people all the time. So sometimes I just want to work out, and that's all. You know. So I feel that. That's awesome. Did you guys have any questions? Because I feel like I've asked them so many. But if you guys have any questions, we can definitely listen real quick. I think that was pretty much all the questions I had. Let me take a look here real quick. I think the only other question I had was, did you guys have a favorite song that maybe influenced you, and if so, how?
Favorite song.
Hi, Daisy.
Off the top of my head, I would say First of the Month.
Yeah.
Bone Thugs.
I guess I kind of went with Hillary's question a little bit there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I used to hear that song so much as kids.
Yeah.
And kind of just stuck with us.
Right. It's so
I
different.
feel like now it's a TikTok thing. now you hear it when you flip your phone open on the first of the month. Oh my goodness. What my thing here? Wake up. It's just that's my jam.
Absolutely.
Did you guys go ahead, Billy. You're good.
Whoop. Oh. Hey, my bad. I didn't mean to unmute. My app's closed.
Oh.
You heard my husband petting the dog.
Oh, that would be awesome. Do you guys want to play a song for us, says Nicole?
Oh, that'd be dope. Could you play something?
You want to play a song? We can do it. Let's do it. Jam session. Yeah, let's go.
Absolutely. We're in the studio.
Turn it up.
Yes, little studio sesh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a little switch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like towards the bottom. Yeah, you got it.
So we'll play the Steppers. Like I said, this one is already in rotation on the radio.
It's on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube.
Yeah, it's on all streaming platforms.
Oh,
it's okay.
Oh, shoot.
And you said is there any way that we can find this online? Like, is this through any streaming platforms as well?
Oh, yeah, it's on all streaming platforms. So you just type in G.I. Space Wonder, ? That's G.I. Wonder. And then the song is called The Steppers.
I got it. I'm going to add that. Thank you. Yes.
J-E-S-U-S. Straight up. Yeah. Bring it in. Yeah. Yeah. 17. Came in with steppers. And we stepped. And I came in with a message. It's my blessing. See, I came in with steppers. And we stepped. And I came in with a message. It's my blessing. See, I came in with steppers. And we stepped. And I came in with a message. Yeah. It's my blessing. See, I came in with steppers. Yeah, that's my brother. God is my witness and weapon. But stand with me, bro, cause this life it get tragic. Iron sharp and iron bird. And magic, laughing. Gotta thank God that it happened. Passing the khakis, I don't no slacking. I've been up and I've been low today. Living in a shack but eating Kobe steaks. First I throw away. Get them in look like they rollerblades. Gee, I wonder, know the name, do you know the way? Remember those days we riding at home? Me and my dog like Shaggy and Scooby. You do what you do and give it twice the effort. And if I rush the clock, I'ma work for heaven. And if I need God, I'ma fight the devil. And when I'm with these guys, I'll be twice as better. My life is better. The things that I write is better. Do you even know what it took for me to write this letter? I came in with the S-T-E-P-P-E-R. I'm a God. Yes, and I got a big ticket like a God. Net when I hop on this flight, you gon' think it's a jet. Not a gang, not a click, not a group, came in with the big dog. So you gotta keep it real, what you here for? Being mad cause we ride, but I'm tricking us. GPS on the stand where I'm coming from. God is around us. Wrestle one of us, see another one of us. Get another one of us, we keep coming up. We tell them when they tell us we do is that work too hard, like it's not in my jeans. Soon as I leave, I see it's not what it seems. It's a headshot.
I love that.
In the glass like a Jeep when the clown steep in arms reach. How it feels to look up the money like if you trying to see that it's real. But they'll never level the field. Fight against the flesh, fuck out the devil to kill. It's many people sticking and kicking to keep it real. I'm talking to a therapist, I tell them how I feel. How it deals what it did. You gotta handle your biz, gotta go and get a legacy instead of for your kids. You talking if you speaking and preaching, they got the zeal. Gotta walk it like you talking, be silent and be for real. See, I came to the pain in the brain with a message. James with the bros, make a toast, cause you know that I came in with the step. We step. Then I came in with a message. It's my blessing. See, I came in with the step. And we step. Then I came in with a message. It's my blessing. See, I came in with a step. We step. Then I came in with a message. It's my blessing. See, I.
Look, they feel that they all like it's fire. Oh, look at them. Look at that. Oh my god. Yes, let's fucking go VA, baby. Like, that's out of Virginia, guys. That is dope I'll say AF on here. That is awesome. I love that. And that's out everywhere now.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Everywhere.
The Steppers by G.I. Wonder.
Yep.
That's dope. Do you guys have like any other ones you want to throw out there tonight? We can listen. I love music. We could definitely like whatever the vibe you guys want to go with.
Sure. Do you want to play the hook for the VA Bop?
Yeah, let me see.
We got that. We definitely got Thank You that's already out featuring Busy Bone. Thank You by G.I. Wonder featuring Busy Bone.
Yeah, this is fire.
And like I said, we got the album with Rashad Jennings, Never Lost, Volume 1. Thank You. We got that too.
That might free.
I love stuff. It definitely gave me a southern like T.I. kind of like. Remember when we had Dro, Young Dro?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. And I'm not trying to compare because no one did. But you know, it gave the feel of Young Dro a little bit.
Oh, that's tough.
When T.I. came out back in the day.
Yeah.
I love it.
So many songs.
What's up, guys? What's up, Daisy? It is fire. It's definitely fire.
Volume 1.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
We're not into this stuff.
Heck yeah, what we got? On volume 1.
What would be dope from there?
Yeah, I want to go.
Let's see what we got.
I got so much music on here.
Yes, it's on Spotify. So do you guys want to shout out your Spotify real quick? Just somebody's asking if you guys are on Spotify.
Yeah, definitely. It's G.I. Wonder. So it's capital G dot, capital I dot, then a space, then the word wonder, and then a question mark. G.I. Wonder.
Awesome. What's up, Chloe? You guys are having a good night? Yeah, so whatever you guys, were you just gonna play a hook?
Yeah. Oh, Brandy, dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the records from the Never Lost Volume 1 album with Rashad.
This is some dollar in the promo. Look, I'll be right by the wolves. And the devil took from me, got put the stick in me. I always get up in the fight out who it is. I'm with the cool. If I can't live my dream, I'll let it take me bro. Could have been trouble like straight out the band, though. But daddy was playing, though. You chasing that green, but I'm at the Lambo. Driving a Lambo. They see when I'm smiling, I said, cause I'm thankful. Ooh, there you go. But that is on brand, I feel like been in my palace like Wallace when it hit the fan, though. Tell them shakes, it's a rap, I can't trust, that's the trap like the band, though. I I might slip, I might fall, I be losing my grip, but I stick to the plan, though. Put my faith in my God and I go with the odds, cause I stay on brand, though. JBZ just hit me, I say, bro, let me get the Lambo. I'm trying to sit with my feet in the sand, though, that ain't your man, he getting your hands. Well, I've been in the booth, sitting lower than the boots, looking for a truth, no snow, it stays on my knee. But we overcame all the pain and the stress to it, pushing like a breath, I'ma do it to the death, and I put that on brand. Tell them on the man, I know when to check the ransom again, I don't think it's looking dope. If you putting that on brand to the end, I ain't trying to give a man since again, I don't gotta give the hope, man, trying to understand what your man saying, I have to dumb it down and let him know. Everything we been playing, not a joke, playing, now you understand now how we getting down and letting go. This is some dog in me, look on me, look how we live by the rules. Everything the devil took from me, got to took me. I always been open to finding out who it is on the if I can't live my dream, I'll never take me back and rain, bro. Could have been jumping like straight out the band, though. But that ain't no band, though. Chasing that green, but I'm at the Lambo. Driving a Lambo. They see when I'm smiling, I say cause I'm thankful. Ooh, there you go. But that is on brand, though. Picking up the pieces, gotta pick up quick. Figured it'd be too much if I go give up. I get back to the flow like a skitter. Yeah, sell brand, get a check, my opinion. Keep your enemy, Jesus, a bam, close. But never let the money come between the bam. Keep it a band like a drum in a band, Joe. What you saying, man? I'm staying on brand, though. I do a diddy bop, maybe a Millie rock. Fake friends wanna take a pic, that's a photo op. At my worst, I still body. Double cop going through the knob, saying something when you know it's not true. Not true, hut too. I'm about to touchdown in the city near you. With the gang, in the squad, in the fam, in the group. Do you really even need more proof? And I put that on brand, oh. But they know that we do. We had the lowest to the vision, now we branding it too. We had to double down the mission, getting back in the booth. And now them tables get to flipping like we ran with the group. They understand it's the truth. The way we out here up and told us like we taking photos of everything that we grew. Finally got a jumper without any coverage, and now we breaking the news.
That's dope. Those ones were him, though. They were hidden. Oh my goodness, I love this. I guess we've touched on so much. I kind of want you guys to be able to just tell a little bit about yourself at this point individually. So kind of just like, of course, you guys, you said you grew up in Virginia, you graduated in that area. So kind of like, what did you guys do in between, before the music thing? Like, any funny, interesting things about yourself or things like that?
Nice. So I'll say, I guess we can kind of tell our story from high school up to this point.
Okay, yeah.
So when Chris, like me and Chris graduated together in 2014, and we became super close senior year, and he actually moved out of his house and into our house once we all graduated.
I love that.
So, like, that's really where like the brotherhood between the three of us really strengthened.
Right.
Yeah.
We spent like every minute together. We worked on music like every day, like all day.
Yeah.
Like we worked like multiple jobs together. We probably worked 10 jobs or more.
Yeah.
12, 14.
For sure.
Yeah. So what are some type of jobs like you guys used to work when you were?
Man.
Give me a feel like what was it like?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps up in one house. You were trying to make music. You were trying to do something with that. What kind of jobs were you guys trying to work to maintain?
We did everything.
Everything.
At one point, I was driving an ice cream van.
The ice cream trucks that drive around and they have the horn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they used to just come with me. And we used to just do that all day.
Iceman.
What else we
We
worked?
worked almost every factory imaginable.
Yeah.
Every surrounding area.
Factory from here to 40-mile radius. Like,
We worked construction jobs together.
yeah.
We were living basically in Lynchburg and working in Rocky Mount at one point.
That was
So we were making that commute,
yeah.
third
12-hour
shift, 12 hours. Like, it was ridiculous.
Were you driving for like 4 hours a day?
Like, what, 2.5
Yeah,
probably?
2.5.
Oh my god.
Maybe 3,
It was I remember one time we was
We
coming.
was all falling asleep.
Yeah, we was like switching driver, like, yo, you need to drive, I'm falling asleep. Then I start falling asleep, then he start falling asleep. We just switching, it was like, yo, I can't do this no more. Like,
Because 40 is no joke. I don't know. Okay, well, I don't know if you guys are taking like 40 or something, but like 29 and 40 are no joke when you are tired. And
That's how it is. They take 29 south all the way down and then take 40 west.
yeah.
It's like 40 west. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's no when I first moved, because originally I'm from now I'm in the Lynchburg area, but when I first moved to this area, I was having to drive back and forth from Roanoke, and I was closer towards Gretna.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
was taking 40, and I'm telling you, it's not for the weak.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Too many hills.
Yeah. But I mean, we did everything. And then, Chris, you ended up moving to New York. When was that?
Yeah, I think like 2017, 18, I think.
She wanted 15, like,
Oh, my.
we was at Pat's.
Yeah.
In 2015, I moved up there for like a year. And then I came back down because we was about to go to school together, like college together, to like a music school.
Yeah.
And that ended up like falling through.
Yeah.
And then I ended up moving back with y'all.
Yeah.
I think I was only supposed to, I think I was just staying with y'all for like the week so we could go look at the school and everything.
Yeah.
You know, I think we were together for like another
Couple months,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Came back around. Yeah.
I've always told people Virginia is like one of those states that nobody really stops. You're either passing through it or you're going to the beach.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
This-
For real. That's
oh, what thing's gonna be near Billy? That's gonna be dope. I'm off here for a minute, but oh, thank you so much, Nicole. We're so happy you came in. Yeah, if we're on, come back in. We don't mind. That's so awesome. So, do you guys have any like funny stories that you guys want to tell at all about yourselves, or like, just anything that you would find different, or maybe something that people wouldn't think that you like to do, or something like people they automatically assume that you go, that maybe something a little different.
I'm a huge fan of ice cream, sprinkles, and sugar cookies.
Wait, do you like dairy freeze?
Yeah. It's crazy though, because I'm more of like, I'm the type of like, it's like I'd rather go to the store and get some, so I know I have some like all weekend, because I usually only eat it on the weekend. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna get it for the weekend and just lay on the couch and watch TV.
Survive.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, yeah, it's like nobody is. I need to go try dairy freeze when I first got here, and I went and tried them, and I thought it was such a unique, cool experience. That they still have that small town feel,
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that in that area, it's awesome. So, is there anything like interesting or funny about either one of you two, or?
What comes to mind?
I'm trying to think.
It's so much stuff.
It's a lot of
So much stuff.
something kind of, I mean, not really fun, but something we used to do, like when we all lived together. Every night after work, well, every day, we would like go to Walmart like around 12 o'clock, get like the foot-long subs and chips, and like sit in the car and watch rap battles for hours,
Yeah.
like just in the parking lot. And wait till like
Paddle.
Walmart, wait till he went on lunch, and then we would like go to Taco Bell, like every single day.
That was
That was crazy.
I love that. Just in the Taco Bell parking lot, or in the Walmart, just eating tacos and subs and watching rap battles.
Small town Walmart's like a family reunion. Like you're
Yeah.
always gonna see someone that you know.
right.
Yeah. That's how I feel. That's why like a lot of times I'll be like, okay, because see, I don't like Walmart pickup trying to get my meat because I feel like they just don't be watching what they grab sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm real particular about my chicken and stuff. Like I especially on my whole journey because I've lost over 100 pounds.
Oh,
Rats.
Yeah, baby, let's go. We're gonna keep going until we're just healthy as a bee. But so I'm real particular about the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's gotta be. I'm not just eating any kind of meat. Sorry, it's not happening. But it's gotta smell right and stuff. But it's like,
I agree.
So I will purposely set a Walmart pickup if I don't have any meat on that list. Just so
Oh
I'm
yeah.
going there. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
You have to be the bring it to my car. But I miss when Walmart was open 24/7 too. I will
I
say.
know.
Facts,
Yeah.
bro.
Pre-pandemic.
Oh my god. They never went back.
God, that was what a time.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
That's good.
Have you guys ever worked at like a McDonald's or anything where it's just like you work there and you're like, I knew this is not it. This is
Yep.
Chris was, my first job was Hardee's.
And my first
parties.
Donald.
And Chris's first job was McDonald's, both in Alta Vista. So they're like, what, maybe a mile away from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, not if that. Like
Exactly. You know? And it's funny, we both like quit on the
Yeah,
same
we
day.
quit on the same
That
day.
That was a funny story. Like,
oh, you should tell us this.
yeah.
So before we quit, there was another one. Like we wanted to go to like the homecoming football game.
Yeah.
And I don't think Quincy could get off work, so we like staged a fight over the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we was like arguing with each other over the phone. Like when he called.
Right. Like I had my phone calling into work. Like, I don't think I'll be able to come in. There's so much craziness going on at the house. And had them two doing like a fake argument in the back.
Stop. You stop. Bro. You stop.
Like, I gotta stay home and be the mediator. And really, we just wanted to go to the football
Yeah.
game.
Like, that's crazy.
I love it.
Like, I don't know, in retrospect, like why we
Yeah.
had to make that story.
Yeah.
I could have just said, you know, I'm not coming in, you know,
Right.
whatever.
Just been like, hey, I'm not coming in. I'm pretty sure they knew it was for the football game at the end. 'Cause it's
Exactly.
small. I feel like you probably did. You guys get away with it while it was going on, like while things were happening.
Yeah, 'cause like the next time I came into work, she was like, "Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm fine.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah, it's fine.
Everything is good.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think a lot of people in this area they've worked at that McDonald's or that.
Oh
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah. I love my speaker. Do you guys have any questions or anything? It's been awesome hanging out. I appreciate you guys coming on for real.
Oh yeah,
I-
I appreciate the platform and everything.
Oh yeah.
I actually do have a question for you now that you mentioned it, because we're all on like health and wellness journeys. You say you lost over 100 pounds, right? Like, what's like your best piece of advice you would give someone who's on that journey?
Give yourself grace.
Mm.
Give yourself grace. You're not going to meet your goals and I don't mean that in a negative sense, but you know, we're all human, right? We all have certain days we're just what my best friend called missing no bones. It's just this where you're just kind of out of it. You don't, you know, things just ain't going great, you know. And then you're gonna have days where you're all in tune, you're all in, all the excitement and the energy is just going straight into what it needs to go into, and you're on the roll. So like, give yourself some grace. Understand you're gonna have bad times, but you're also gonna have amazing times. But as long as you keep showing up, you keep putting that work in, you keep doing it, and you try and just pick back up where you left off. Then you know, and it's all about, you know, of course, just making sure that your diet and exercise works with your body, not necessarily what somebody's telling you. But you know, like, if something's not working, try something else. You know, listen to your body, what it needs.
I love that. Yeah, that's no small feat. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. It's definitely been a lot of hard work, but now I'm to the point where I can go into the gym. So,
Love that.
going to the gym. But I've been running after kids, so I feel like I've already been at the gym. Like literally, when I sat down with my dietitian last time, I was like, I run around with a 4-year-old. I have 2 teenagers and one that's going to be a teenager soon. I was like, I am constantly on the go.
Yeah.
There is a slow down button for me. I was like, so if I'm sitting, it's rare. But she was like, no, that's actually really good. that does count as exercise because you're running around with your kid all day. Like it's a lot of work. And I'm like, I'm gonna count it as cardio, baby.
That'll work.
For
But I
sure.
just try and watch more what I eat, more what I do.
Nice.
Be more conscious, you know. Keep a positive mindset, keep it moving, keep it going, and create dreams in the process.
I love that.
I have a question for you.
Won't last. If it's fast, it won't last. That's right, Sunday. That's what I say. If it's fast, it won't last. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
What's your goal for your page? Like I see, you have great growth on your page and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You see, like, what's the future like for your page? Like in your eyes, like, do you want to strictly stay on TikTok and keep building that, or do you eventually plan on like, turning this slowly into a podcast or something like that? Like, what's your vision?
The vision is I wanted to, when I started, I want to make sure, first of all, that I brought across other platforms. I don't want to stick to just one. I feel like that's, especially after we just had the scare. I don't want to speak on it too much on live because I don't know if they'll do something to me. But, I want to make sure that I'm able to be found anywhere, not just in one spot. But I want to create a place where independent music artists can come and they can put their music, and these people that are putting on events or putting on shows, they're coming and they're looking. They're seeing who they can pull. So that way you're able to benefit now from being able to be seen, if that makes sense. Like you're able, I don't like the idea of I don't like the idea of labels. And I don't like the way that sometimes they try to do business, and I think it's really slimy sometimes.
Yeah.
To be quite really frank with you. So I want just to have a way where people don't feel like they have to be owed something or they have to do something for something. They can just do it. And your music and your artwork is what's going to tell your story. That's what's going to get you where you need to be, not, do you know so-and-so? Things of those natures that unfortunately does come along with that. But the goal is just to create a community where not only people like that, that are looking for those things can come, but also you can build your fan base. More fans are able to reach you now because they already follow this one person that may be on that page, and then they see your video, so now they're going to look at your stuff. So it's also just a way to build a community and everybody just support each other. Any goals, any aspirations, any dreams, just turning it into like a podcast. I guess I'm doing the live and vibe now. I guess at some point it would be nice to be able to do this in some maybe more podcast setting, just to watch the growth of it and be able to maybe do more things later that I can't do right now because of financial situations or whatever. So it would be dope. It would definitely take it to the max potential. Let's see what we can do with it. And maybe it can be like a central hub for people in a safe space for independent artists to finally come to. They don't feel like they have to do everything to please everything else. They can just be themselves and that's it, So it's long-winded. I'm sorry.
Definitely.
Yeah, so this is just the beginning of it. I'm small as you see. So I'm still building that. I'm still building those footsteps and foundations. But like Sunday said earlier, if it's fast, it won't last. So that's kind of my slogan I've been going by. So I don't want anything too dramatic, too quick, too things. I definitely want to grow, but I don't want it to grow so fast that it crashes at the same rate.
Yeah.
That it grew. So
That's a good point.
yeah. So yeah. That was Did you guys have any other questions, or anybody in the comments? Did you guys have questions? Anything?
I'm drawing a blank.
I feel like we've covered so much tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. Great question.
Yeah, really do.
I love platforms like this.
Yeah.
Authentic people who are genuine and even artist focused. It's really appreciated.
It really is.
And I appreciate your hard work as well. It definitely doesn't go unnoticed or unappreciated. But the music that you guys are doing and how hard you're working to pave ways into the music industry is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like at any time that you have to try to prioritize, or how do you prioritize like work and home, like with the whole music thing? I guess would be a good question for me because that's what I'm learning right now.
That's the biggest struggle
Yeah,
right
that
there.
is the biggest struggle.
I'm trying to learn how to prioritize the balance.
I would say it's especially because like us living together before we got married and stuff, and we could do it all day, every day. We were around each other all day, every day. From going from that to being married is a blessing.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing is communication. Like, and our lives are friends, so that helps a lot too.
Yeah.
So like just communicating, we have like our set day a week that we work on music, and they all agree, that works for us in our schedules and stuff like that. And just communicating with each other, like,
Right.
if I can't make it one day, they'll still get together, or vice versa. So I think communication is the biggest thing.
Oh yeah, and I would add on to that scheduling. Like, scheduling has been imperative.
Yes.
When it comes to, like you said, we all have lives, and we have lives of our own that we're trying to, sustain and establish. Chris is in the process of building a house currently.
Oh, that's awesome! Congratulations.
And I are in the process of like getting prepared to buy a home and running the business, working our 9 to 5 standardized job.
Yeah.
Of course, the music, and then just having time for yourself. Just as a human, having that time off just to try to get some balance. And the physical fitness and the wellness, spending time in the gym, like it's so many different things that have to be taken into consideration. And so it could be easy for things that aren't like critical, like music per se. It's like, it's not gonna be the end of the world if you don't make a song this week, but if you don't provide and make sure the lights are on or the groceries are gotten, that could be detrimental to your lifestyle. So it can be harder to prioritize that, all things considered. But one thing about this group of guys, it's like we know that this, going back to your question earlier, is a part of our purpose. Like, I feel like the music for us is directly attached to God's purpose for us. I think it's meant to reach the masses, and we're meant to portray ourselves in a way that can be inspirational, it can be a positive figure, because there's so much negative that already exists.
I absolutely love that. And Hillary, as if you guys have any new music coming out, I know you guys touched on that earlier. So if you kind of want to touch back on it and just let everybody know where they can find that new music, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, we definitely always, creating, working on new music. And so the best way to keep up with that is just to follow us on the streaming platforms or on our social medias. Our group name is I Wonder, U.I.Wonder, and with a question mark. It's the easiest way to find us on all platforms.
We do have merch too.
Yeah.
Like you said, our goal is to stay independent. So we do want to build like that core fan base, build it up. So, message us if you need a link or anything like that. We'll message you right back, even if you got an email it to you.
Right.
We have merch. People have been supporting us, especially on the part 5.
Yeah.
We have like I'm from Green shirts, our group logo shirts and stuff. So.
Absolutely.
I definitely appreciate you guys being here and sharing all this all this fun stuff and all of your story with us and just the great music. I had fun jamming out with you guys. That's actually
Likewise. You and your team, you guys have been great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and shout out to my team as well for helping me pull this together. Shout out to you guys for taking the time to come on here and share all that. Yes, you gotta go follow them on all their platforms. Absolutely. I know it's been so dope getting to meet them. Like to hear the artist behind the music and understand how that song came about and where the music comes from is awesome.
Absolutely. You guys are great. We appreciate it.
We'd love to come back.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Anytime you just let me know. You can come back on and sing. You can come back on and do whatever you want to do. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
And if you guys have any shows or anything, let me know. I'll be down to come to one. I'm down. I got you. I'll come and get some content for you too.
We'll definitely let you know. We appreciate that.
All right. Well, sounds good. Well, did you guys have anything else that you wanted to share with us or anything?
I don't think so. You know, I mean, I would just say to anyone that's watching, just feel free to reach out to us. You know, we're always more than willing to conversate about things pertaining to music or, you know, whatever we got going on, or we can be of service or help to anyone else.
Yeah.
And so we got, you know, GI One Day. That's the group. That's, you know, you can follow us there. As far as individual socials, I'm at Virginia Q on everything.
I'm at Chris_Cross, but the S's are X's. So Chris_Cross.
Yeah, and you can find my Instagram. That's mainly one at CrimeWave C.R.I.M.E.Wave.
Right.
So, yeah, so pretty much it, man.
Gotcha. I'm gonna make sure I get all of y'all in there. We are gonna upload this onto YouTube, so you guys should see in the next few. I don't know exactly how the date range of how we're gonna get this in. I'm gonna try and get this in by Sunday and Monday because we have Music Monday on Mondays. So I'm gonna try and make sure that we get that in before Music Monday, so that way you guys can go to YouTube and check out all their socials from there as well. So that way, but you guys can also check them out. I do have Virginia Q tags. I do apologize, but you know, you guys can go there and definitely see all their videos and see everything from there. And they have links in the bios, so you can go check it out. I do love. I need to pick up a merch T-shirt. I need to. We have to ship those? Do they ship them?
Yes. Oh,
They
yeah.
ship them. Okay. I'm gonna have to go pick me up one. I seen that today, and I was like, oh, it's got all the area codes on it.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I could definitely do this shirt. I could definitely rock this. So I'm gonna have to go pick me up. You guys make sure to pick you up a shirt too. But they have all their links in their bio, so you can check them out. I appreciate everybody for coming in and tuning in. And we'll have to do this again.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Sounds good. Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.